You, the problem with some of us is we think we've done God a favor. That's why Paul was extremely meticulous when he said, while we were yet sinners, he didn't even wait for you to quit drinking. He didn't wait for you to quit smoking. While you were getting high, shooting up, snorting, in jail, stealing, while you were doing that shit, Jesus died that you might have a right to the tree of life. While you were doing it. He didn't wait for you to quit because he knew if you quit, you were going to think you did something. But he is a God who looks beyond our faults and sees our needs. So we got to get the stuff right, y'all. We got at least 2 generations of children that are lost when it comes down to the church. Some of the older heads, you know, I told y'all about this psycho-spiritual disease that I call generational egocentrism. Generational egocentrism is a psycho-spiritual disease, Lizette, and what it means is that the young people think the world didn't start till they got here, and the older folk think it's going to quit when they leave. And we have a responsibility to pass the baton, to build a bridge, to reach out and remember our nation. Risen. We serve a risen Savior. He's alive and well. He's risen. If he was not risen, then these statues and pictures we have of him in our houses become our focus. And what do you think of people who walk up to a statue that can't see you though it's got eyes, can't hear you though it's got ears, can't come to your rescue though it's got legs, and hands are in such a position that if you tried to change them, you'd break them? And you got to understand that anybody who makes a statue is greater than the statue. So how can anybody make a God to serve? It is God who makes us that we might serve him. And the scriptures tell us that we must worship him in spirit and in truth. He's risen, alive and well. We serve a risen Savior. Now, next Sunday, would you bear with me? He gonna be risen. We ain't gonna re-kill him this week and put him back on the cross. I want y'all to hear me on this. It might be a little bit funny, but you gotta hear me. In our churches, we spend one Sunday a year saying he's risen. And the other 52 Sundays we talk about he died. Y'all, that's bass backwards. Would you repeat with me? One Sunday a year, we can celebrate his death. Let me stop a minute. In fact, we don't even have to celebrate his death on a Sunday. We can celebrate his death on a Friday. But definitely 51 Sundays a year, we ought to celebrate his resurrection. We serve a living Savior. Preach, preacher. Now, a part of my challenge on recognizing the reality of the resurrection. Are you ready for this? You sure? Is you gotta stop focusing on them crosses. The one on your neck, the one hanging on your rearview mirror, the one that you got in your house, maybe with rosary beads on it. You got a cross, all right? All the members who know me know you don't go to the jewelry store and come to me and say, Pastor, would you bless my cross? No, I ain't blessing no cross. If you think I can bless, I ain't wasting my blessing on no cross. I'll bless you. You worth more than that damn cross. And if he bore the cross, who told you you got to be carrying one? The crucifix is not the real symbol for our faith. If the crucifix was the real symbol for our faith, then, brothers and sisters, those two men on those two outside crosses died on a cross also. To be honest with you, our real symbol of our faith is the empty tomb. The stone rolled away. If anything, the cross that Jesus died on is a check that's been returned to the devil, marked insufficient funds. Death could not hold his body down. Oh, I heard a black preacher with a rich and uninhibited imagination say that when Jesus died, the whole of the angelic host stood around. It got so dark, y'all know, that midnight told midday, move over and let me sit on the throne. And a preacher in Louisiana said it got so thick in the darkness that you could cut the darkness with a knife. And lo and behold, somebody else said the reason it got dark is because God the Father said, I can't stand to see them do that to my son. I know who he is and he's a part of me and I can't see it. So that's why the world was covered in darkness. And then, y'all, he said that the angel, when they saw them put Jesus in Joseph's tomb, one of the angels said, can I go wake him up Sunday morning? And God said no. Gabriel said, can I blow my trumpet? God said no. An angel they called Raphael, who was supposed to be God's swiftest angel, said, let me go get him just as the life is oozing out of him. And God said no. And they finally said, why? He said, because I'm going to get him myself.